What is up, guys? Justin here. On my way down to Merrill, Wisconsin for LincCon 2019. I wish I had a little bit more to tell you guys about the convention, but I've never been there before, so I don't have a whole lot to say about it yet. But from what I gather and what I've been told, it is a smaller scale, like weekend-long video game, board game, arcade, comic, pop culture-ish convention down in Merrill, Wisconsin, the tiny town of Merrill, Wisconsin. So that's where I'm headed right now. I've got my car loaded up here with not all food, it's mostly video game stuff because we are a vendor at this year's LincCon. And so this is only like a portion of what we have. I'm headed down there right now. Ryan is coming down later. He had to work today, so he's gonna drive down later, which is fine because we needed 2 cars for this trip anyway. And we're actually meeting up with my buddy Topsy Turv down there. He's coming up from the Chicago area to hang out with us for the weekend, help out at our tables and stuff. Him and I are making a massive video game deal this afternoon. He's the one I met up with last year around Christmas time, and we did that massive deal or whatever. Well, he's got another carload of stuff for me, which kind of puts the pressure on because if we don't sell close to a carload of stuff at this show, then there's no way we're gonna have enough room to bring all of that stuff I'm getting from him back home. I mean, it's not even gonna be close. So that's putting the pressure on a little bit, but I'm up for the challenge. So I've got another 3.5 hours to go on this car ride still. If anything exciting happens along the way, which I don't anticipate because there's a whole lot of nothing all the way there, I'll keep you updated if anything happens, but otherwise I will see you guys when we get down to LincCon 2019. All right, ladies and gentlemen, if I can get the glare off there, we have arrived at LincCon 2019. 11:40, made pretty good time coming down. So I'm gonna go in, Topsy's already here. I'm gonna go find him, grab our vendor badges, and then we're gonna unload this madness and hopefully set up for the afternoon. That's the plan anyway. We weren't sure if we wanted to set up for today because I wasn't sure how many people were gonna be here or what time I'd be getting here, but I think the event goes until like 10 tonight. So, I mean, that's 10 hours. We might as well set up. So anyway, I'll see you guys when we get inside. All right, we are loading up our tables right now. Got Topsy here helping me out.
What's going on?
Luckily they had a cart for us. It's making this take half as long, and we're right inside the door, so let's go check it out. So here's an overview shot of the room that the convention was in. Obviously this is early on Friday, so there wasn't a ton going on yet. Even like peak time on Saturday though, this room was never fully packed by any means, but according to Josh, the guy that runs the show, they had like a record turnout this year. Here's a closer look at our setup on Friday, which was, I will admit, a little subpar. It got a lot better on Saturday and Sunday when we had some of Topsy's stuff pricing out, along with Ryan's whole carload that he brought down Friday night. So the venue actually doubled as a bowling alley as well. It was kind of a cool setup. They had like a restaurant and bar as well with some drink specials for the weekend. I tried the Mario one here, which was pretty good. I think Ryan and Topsy tried all of them and said they were all pretty decent. This is a look here at just some of the game stuff that my buddy Topsy Turv brought for us to make a deal on. A lot of his summer finds that he wasn't keeping for his collection, and he had a carload of systems and stuff as well, which I'll show towards the end of the video. All right, guys, so it is about 6 p.m. now on Friday. It was pretty slow today, which we kind of expected. That's why we weren't sure if we wanted to set up today, but I'd say it was worth it because we've made like a few $100s in sales, and I mean, what else we would have been doing anyway? You know, we would have been sitting in the hotel room going through all this stuff behind me, which I'm just doing right here, going through all that stuff from Topsy and pricing out stuff and whatever. So him and I are going to be making a deal on that tonight. Hopefully going to be getting a bunch of this stuff priced for tomorrow. I wanted to show a couple of the other vendors that were set up on Friday. There was different vendors on Friday, Saturday, and Sunday, but this one here had some cool like hand-painted video game artwork, some real one-of-a-kind stuff. And then over here, this booth there was a bunch of plushies and like anime figures and whatnot. And she also had what looked like some Japanese treats and candy type things. I only ever see that stuff at these type of events, so that was kind of cool to look at. And let's take a closer look over here at the Video Game Museum. There was a ton of CRT TVs set up with basically like any retro console you could imagine. Got 3DO rocking on this one here with Gex. This really cool looking TurboGrafx 16 here, like a spider, Halloween creepy type theme on that one.
And coming up here, you're gonna get a sneak peek at a really nice PVM monitor right there that Topsy actually ended up buying from Josh, the guy that puts on this convention. And I think Josh actually has a hand in the video game museum that's set up every year down at the Midwest Gaming Classic as well. That setup down there might be a little bit more expansive than this one, but same idea. Bunch of old school CRT TVs set up with retro consoles for people just to sit down and play.
All right, guys, it is getting close to 9 p.m., I think, Central Time, 10 p.m. where I come from. Probably getting ready to load up pretty soon and head out for the night. Some of the other vendors are just like leaving their stuff here and putting blankets over it, but this is like a bowling alley slash like bar and stuff, so I would not feel comfortable leaving anything here overnight. I'm pretty sure they're open until like 1. I don't really want to stay until 1, so I think we're going to unfortunately have to pack up everything and put it back in the car, go to the hotel, and then come back and unload it all tomorrow morning, which is fine, whatever. I'll be at peace knowing our stuff is hopefully safe in our cars overnight. I'll probably bring some of the more expensive stuff into the hotel room. Not that Merrill, Wisconsin is sketchy or anything, but anyway, I just wanted to give you guys a little update. Probably not doing much later. I'm going through cleaning and pricing some more stuff probably. Topsy brought us small CRT TVs so we can watch him do some, he's a Super Metroid speedrunner, so we'll watch him do some runs maybe. Watch him reset about 100 times before he gets a crate. Anyway, I'll update you guys if anything else exciting happens later. Take care.
Let's take a look at our setup from Saturday, which was much better than our Friday setup. Lots of nice box stuff up there by Ryan. We ended up getting our glass case looking really nice here. And a lot of this stuff that was displayed next to the case here came from Topsy. So he was what really helped us stand out at the show. The best selection we've ever had at one of our sales. And all of our systems here that we were in sell mode for on Saturday because we needed to make room for all the systems that I was getting from Topsy. We actually made a pretty big collective purchase on Saturday morning as well. Like, that's a really hard to find GameCube system box there. All those console boxes were empty and all of this Game Boy stuff was basically just box and manual only, but there was some really nice stuff in here. And so we kind of just divided this up between the three of us. Everyone kind of took what they need for the price we got it for too. I mean, it was like under $100, I think, total for all of this stuff that I'm showing, plus a big stack of nice manuals that I'll show at the end. It was just amazing. It was another vendor that was not there on Friday and was just setting up for Saturday. And speaking of other vendors, this one here had some nice import stuff along with some more obscure stuff like PlayStation Vita. He was the only vendor that really had that type of stuff. And then this guy over here had a couple tables set up with some game stuff. He ended up spending quite a bit of money over at our booth between Friday and Saturday.
All right, just an update for you guys. It is after 6 o'clock now, I think. We're doing really well today. It's been off and on, like right now there's nobody here. It looks like it's starting to die down, so we might scope it out for the next half hour or so and then think about starting to pack up. But we did pretty good on the system sales today. Since we didn't sell like any like console systems yesterday, I was really worried, but we sold like 7 or 8 of them probably today. So I feel a little bit better about fitting everything in the car, but I still don't think we're gonna fit it all. Tomorrow has to be like a really good, like clean house day for us to make all this stuff fit. I don't think I showed any video of like what was in Topsy's car, but it was more full than mine. And you guys saw what mine looked like. So yeah, we'll see how tomorrow goes, but I'm pretty happy with how today went so far.
They had some video game tournaments going on Saturday as well. The Smash Bros tournament that seemed like it had a pretty good turnout, but I wanted to show another vendor up here who I got to talking to. Ended up being a really cool guy. He was the booth next to us, and I gave him my YouTube channel name, so maybe he'll check out this video. But he had some really cool like pixel art perlers, whatever you want to call these, but they were super high quality. Topsy bought some of those. This booth over here had some pop figures, and that was the one that had a bunch of comic books as well, I think. And then over here, some more hand-done artwork, some nice wood burn stuff. I caught this odd encounter on camera on Saturday. There was a little bit of cosplay going on at the show, although I don't recognize what character that is. Someone can drop a comment and let me know on that. But let's move on to Sunday.
All right, we are all set up on Sunday afternoon. Well, no, it's 11 a.m. There's nobody here. Well, there's like 1 or 2 people here. So hopefully it picks up this afternoon. Otherwise, we might be packing up a little early. Packing up is going to be a chore, though, because
we have to consolidate 3 cars down to 2. I don't think it's going to work, but we're going to do our best. Sunday was definitely the slowest day, at least as far as our sales went. I wasn't exactly sure what to expect because I know like at MGC and stuff, there's always people making those big last day Sunday purchases, but I did want to show these PS2 games that we got traded in. A couple that I've never heard of before, Ghost Hunter and Echo Night Beyond, which seems to be an uber obscure PS2 game and pretty expensive. You can see I priced it there for $90. Unfortunately, the discs on all these were not in the greatest condition, but they were all complete, and we tested them on one of the systems they had running there, and they do all work. Here's another look at that really nice PVM monitor that Topsy ended up working out a cash trade deal for. I'm happy for him. I know he's been looking for one for a long time for his Super Metroid speedruns. Somehow, and I don't know exactly how, but we were able to fit everything in mine and Ryan's cars for one trip home on Sunday night. I couldn't exactly see out of the windows, but we made it home, and you guys already saw a lot of the games I got from him and stuff. Here's another look at some of like the systems and like the system boxes and promotional stuff I got from him. It ended up being like 35-ish consoles, I believe, in total, along with, you know, a couple bins of cords and controllers and a bunch of other miscellaneous stuff mixed in. It's probably going to take me until LincCon 2020 before I get through all of this stuff. But I definitely wanted to say thanks again to Topsy Turv for hooking me up with a sweet deal, and I can't wait for next year. And finally, a closer look at everything I picked up this weekend that I plan on keeping, with the exception of that Fire Orange console. We'll get to that in a minute. Starting out with this Super Metroid mug. This was a gift from Topsy. Thank you very much, man. Ryan and I each got one of those. Oracle Ages and Seasons boxes. I have cartridges for those. A couple NES boxes here, and an empty Game Boy Color box. Dreamcast controller box, which I'll have to find a controller for. I'm showing this GameCube box again because I'm just that excited about it. I'll be working to complete that bundle. Fire Orange console, that was a trade-in on Saturday. Picked that up for Ryan's brother. He's been looking for one. A couple other miscellaneous games here, and that stack of manuals that I mentioned earlier in the video. And then just a few miscellaneous games that came in with Topsy's lot that I decided to hang on to for the collection. And I can't forget about the Super Scope. This was traded in with the Fire Orange console. And just a recap on the weekend as a whole, as far as our sales go, it's kind of hard to compare this particular event to one of our local sales because this was like a 3-day, all-day video game event. So yes, naturally we sold a lot more here than we would have at one of our local, 3 or 4 hour sales. But we got a lot of compliments here on both our selection and our prices, which was awesome. And aside from that, it was just an all-around good time. I really appreciate Ryan making the drive down Friday night, Topsy making the drive up Friday morning. I definitely could not have done this weekend without both of you guys, so thank you very much. And I think I can speak for all 3 of us when I say that we are looking forward to LincCon 2020. So as always, I want to thank you guys for sticking around and checking out this entire video. And until next time, take care.